All right, guys, let's update you as to what's going on right now. We're getting a lot of information about the taxi protest and the taxi strike that's happening. We spoke to the MEC of Education earlier. What he has said is appealing to school children to stay home, parents to stay home as soon as the highways are cleared, because there is a lot of activity. We're hearing of gunshots, we're hearing of taxis being impounded, and a lot of chaos on the roads and highways around Johannesburg. We've got Griselda Lewis, who is, of course, on one of the highways at the moment. I'm not sure where she is. She's moving around a lot. Griselda, where are you right now? What is happening? I believe you've got a breaking news story for us as well.
Well, that's right, Leanne. Well, just a few moments ago, the M1 North is completely shut now. As you can see, these taxis have completely blocked the M1 heading towards Pretoria, saying that they are going to continue blockading the roads until the taxi finance, South African taxi finance, heeds to their demands. You can see a number of taxi drivers are also gathered here now, resulting in absolute chaos. We'll go towards this direction here at the moment and just speak to the spokesperson of Santaco in a few moments. Leah, let me show you what this has really caused here this morning. These taxis have completely blocked the M1 North, and it certainly seems like it's going to remain this way for a very long time. It's backed up from where I can see at the moment, right up to the Marlborough off-ramp. That's what I'm getting from traffic police at this stage, resulting in many of these motorists being stuck here. It's not sure for how long this is going to continue, but the information that we're also getting is that these taxi drivers are going to move to different areas and keep blocking the highways, heading from here to the place where the march itself is going to start in Midrand. I'm going to chat now to Midday Mali, who is the spokesperson of Santaco, and just hear what exactly is taking place here this morning. Mr. Mali, I think first of all, just turn this way with us. You'll forgive us there, Leanne, we're breaking all the broadcasting rules this morning. Mr. Mali, absolute traffic chaos on the roads this morning. As we're seeing here, your taxis have blocked the M1 and quite a number of highways in the Johannesburg area or throughout Gauteng as well.
Yes, ma'am. We are showing our frustrations about the dealers, the banks, and the prices of the vehicle that we are charged here in South Africa. We are really frustrated. You can imagine when a private vehicle is financed at 10% prime rate, the taxi industry is financed at a 28.5 prime rate interest, and you can imagine a vehicle that you buy for 450,000. When comes the time of your full payment, it costs you more than R1 million. That is real a frustration that the taxi industry is having. We also paying a heavy installment that is not affordable, up to 15,000 rand. Now it causes that our members not to afford the vehicles that we are given.
Mr. Mali, I want to come to the events of today. We've seen absolute chaos on the roads. We understand from the Gauteng Education MEC that schooling has also been cancelled for the day. Is this the way to vent your frustrations? According to your statement, you were supposed to start a march in Midrand to the offices of the people whom you have a grievance with. But now everybody else seems to be inconvenienced. People say they've been on these roads for about 4 hours. Could you perhaps not handle this better?
We can handle better, but we are not blockading. We are on our way going to Midrand, to where we are going to start our march to the people whom we are having serious concerns about them.
But that's not true, Mr. Mali. We've seen quite a number of blockades this morning in the Johannesburg area, in Pretoria, in Ekurhuleni as well. There are also allegations. This morning when the SABC arrived, there were trucks allegedly hijacked by taxi drivers, their keys taken, causing absolute chaos. Are those your members?
Well, about that I'm not really sure. I haven't met where the trucks are hijacked, where the keys are taken. All the way I am coming from, there's no truck that is on the road so far. There's no hijacking. I'm still proceeding to Midrand at taxi rank. So I am not sure about the hijacking. We don't do hijackings, and we will not do it, because all of the South Africans, they must have a right to show their frustration, but in a rightful way.
Is this the right way then? You're saying in a rightful way, but you've got massive inconvenience. I think everyone understands your plight, including the motorists whom we've spoken to, but they're saying the massive delays. We've spoken to a number of truck drivers. This morning when we arrived at 4 o'clock, there were trucks that were blocking the road, and the allegation that is being made is that there are a number of taxis that stopped on the side of the road, and some pointed these truck drivers with guns and other weapons. What do you say to that?
I would say that that is a completely lie, because when we are coming to a march, we have spoken to our drivers, the operators. We don't carry weapons, we don't carry sharp objects. We are going to march only. We will not have the people who are pointed with their guns. We don't carry guns. You can check to me that I'm not even having a gun with me.
So those are not your members?
Those, I would say, are not our members who are carrying guns in this march.
Right. Today, part of your memorandum of demands, which you'll be handing over to the South African Taxi Finance, shed some light on that. And if those demands are not met, what are we likely to see in the next few days? Tomorrow is a public holiday, but if your demands are not met, what are we likely to see in the taxi industry moving forward?
If our demands are not met, our national office of Santaco will engage. It will give the timelines. When do we expect the response from those who are not treating us well, those we are not satisfied about them? Our national office is working very hard and tirelessly so, dealing with this matter.
Is there a likelihood perhaps of a national strike?
Well, on the national strike, I can't confirm for now, because we are at an early stage now. As soon as we don't get any satisfactory, our national office will engage with us.
Talk to us about some of those demands. I don't have much time. I know we're running into news time as well, but some of those demands, outline some of those demands which you'll be presenting or demanding rather from the finance services.
Well, I would presume to say the demands that we may be presented, it may be the issue of 28.5%. It may be the issue of the way the vehicles are repossessed, these high installments as well. There are likelihood those they may be presented by our national leadership.
Right. Mr. Mali, thank you very much for your time. We managed to get hold of Mr. Mali, who is part of this team here on the M1 North, completely blockaded at this point, Leanne. We'll show you just here. Just stay with us, Leanne, for just a few minutes, and you'll see they're going to now jump into their cars, we understand, and as they move along, we understand that they're going to blockade the other off-ramps. Where we are at the moment is near the Allandale off-ramp, and the other off-ramps and highways that lead towards Midrand, where this march will begin. We understand they will continue to blockade the major roads from this area. Just stay with us there, Leanne, for a few seconds. You see they're moving now. Certainly they cannot deny that they're not blockading the roads, because these vehicles here also do have the logo of Santaco, as well as the Midrand Taxi Association, as we can see here, as well as the Ruby Ridge Taxi Association. So you've got quite a number of taxi associations that have come together and are saying they will, by whatever means, ensure that their grievances are met. And if that does not happen, they will then have negotiations with the national office of Santaco, and that will inform whether then they will embark on a national strike. But as you can see, moving very slowly there, a patrol car is what is leading these taxis from this area where I am to Midrand, where that march will take place from about 9 o'clock this morning. Traffic moving very slow. As you can see, towards this direction. It's going to take these motorists a very long time to get to their destinations, to work, and to a number of other places. But there's Santaco spokesperson denying that any of the violence that we heard about this morning with regard to trucks that were allegedly hijacked and the keys taken from the drivers, and that then used to blockade a lot of these major routes, saying those are not their members. When we also asked about the weapons. These truck drivers also alleging that they were pointed with firearms as well as pelted with stones and other weapons as well. Santaco denying that those are any of their members. So we're expecting many of the highways to still be affected here this morning. Of course, in the run-up to that march at about 9 o'clock this morning, where the aggrieved taxi associations will then march from there at the Midrand CBD to the South Africa taxi finance offices, which are also in Midrand. So in between now and then, we're expecting this kind of chaos that we're seeing here to continue with massive ramifications. As you pointed out there, Leanne, the Gauteng Education MEC, Panyaza Lesufi, has also indicated that he's urging parents to keep their children at home because of the massive disruptions. Without a doubt, schooling would have started late today because of the traffic chaos that we've seen. The Gautrain also affected, the Gautrain issuing a statement saying that many of its workers were not able to get to their respective workplaces. So that this strike here in Gauteng really having massive ramifications. But we will put to the top leadership of Santaco at that march about what some of the violence was about, because you would know, of course, when they made that application to march in Midrand, which will take place this morning, when they're handed over or given that permission to march, of course, part of the clauses that are contained in there is that there should not be any violence. So this will really dampen, I guess, moving forward, any further marches that the taxi industry might have because of the massive violence and as well as the traffic chaos that we've also seen here in many of these roads. Well, I'll hand it over to you now, Leanne. We'll certainly bring you a whole lot more from where we continue to see some of this chaos taking place.
All right, Griselda Lewis, thanks for the update there. Standing on the highways, you can see the cars are all building up there. And, of course, on the other side of the road, it's completely it's closed off. The taxi is closed off there. So we have got so much information to bring you. We really do, particularly when it comes to Gauteng parents as well. I think there's been a huge cry out from people just wanting to know what's going to happen. I'm actually busy looking at, we're trying to get hold of the MEC again of Gauteng Education here, Panyaza Lesufi. But I'm looking at his Twitter handle right now, and what he's saying is he does not want any learner to be disadvantaged due to this. We know that examinations are taking place right now. He has urged parents to keep their children home and to have their safety first, because it's a very big issue right now to get onto the roads.